Do it. Try it. Do it. Try it. Do it. Try it. Do it. Listen to the sound of a new tomorrow. Take over my dreams. Walk into the freedom. Listen to the sound of a broken heart, calling from a side of a love. Here we are. Try it. Do it. Try me on. Do it. Try me on. Do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're back. We're back with another episode of Woody Reviews. I am your host. Oh, actually, it's not Woody Reviews. It's Indie Reporter. That's what it is. All right, hold on. I am so goofed up. All right, I had to take a quick shower and I had no time to prep, so everything is on the fly right now. You guys know how I do it, how much I love it. All right, hold on. I'm trying to find also the link. Now, Nikki Kelly did say that Braun was having his live on his YouTube page. Doesn't appear I don't see a live. I don't see anything ready to go. So I'm going to try and find a backup plan just in case. Because we also have this one too. Says WNDU will stream it live. I don't know. Well, I'll find it. Don't you worry. I will find it without a doubt. Agua. That's Spanish for water. Okay. Ducky in the chat. Drew in the chat. Yeah, I know. Bong hits for Witty. No. Dude, I didn't even have time to make myself a nice mule. That's what I was hoping for. All right. So let's talk about. We got a half an hour until. There's a reason why I'm starting really early too. There's a half an hour until the actual state of the state address. Now there was the judiciary state address earlier today at like 4 o'clock, and it was just Loretta. I think it's Loretta Rush. Who's Loretta Lynch? I kept doing live. No, thank you. She was like just talking about all the judicial stuff happening in the state. All right, but yesterday there were like 42 something bills that happened, and I maybe got like through a fraction of them. But I do want to talk about the ones that I did go through. All right, because when I got home yesterday, I went back and watched I watched a couple more committee meetings. Oh boy, not Gabe Whitley's in the chat. Are we so back or what? All right. All right, let's see, which one do I have one? Wait, this is yesterday, right? Township organization. Yeah. So there are a couple of people that voted no on that one. Hold on, let me think real quick. What was that all about? Oh yeah, they're wanting to get rid of all the townships. Now, I do not like this idea, primarily because I'm in Marion County, where so let me go back a little bit. They've been trying to do this forever. I think there are like 1,000 townships, which means there are 1,000 trustees, but a lot of these townships are only a couple of thousand people. In fact, when you look at the big scheme of things, there are not a whole lot of big townships in general, like Marion County, all the bigger areas like Marion, Lake, Allen, Vanderburgh, which one's isn't Vanderburgh and Bloomington? I always forget. But anyway, those ones, yeah. Not Marion County is not exempt, actually. Marion County would be in there because the only people that would be exempt, or any townships that would be exempt in Marion County, are those with fire districts. So Decatur, Wayne, and Pike. I was starting to read through the bill yesterday. I was just like, there's no fucking way they're actually going to do this, right? Like, if you want to consolidate a lot of the townships, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the thing about townships that are so unique. Vanderbilt is Evansville. Which one? Oh, Monroe County. That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Drew. The thing is, like, what happens with townships, they're primarily there to help out the local area. So, like in Wayne Township, they help out a lot with welfare or billing or food assistance, clothing, all the above. Those are like the basically the liaison. I wouldn't call them a liaison, but it reminds me of a liaison. They are the person that is the focal point. And then it's not just the trustee, but it's also the wards as well. Like my ward, Ramona, is awesome. Like the best ward ever. By far my most favorite Democrat. And these are like the connections to the people. Now, also with that, at least in Wayne Township, I don't know how, I'm only just focusing on Wayne. You have the small courts too. So when you go to the government center for the trustee's office, that's where you're going with the small claims court. You imagine every time you have to go to a court, like a local problem, you have to go downtown, which means you have to pay for parking, which means you have to deal with all the bums lighting them balls on fire. I don't think so. I don't want to deal with any of that bullshit. So I don't know where this is going to go. I agree with the nays. It needs to be cleaned up drastically. Let's see. Okay, so this local government matters. That was a massive one. Let's just talk the ones that might have a little bit of housing 101. Oh yeah, this is a terrible bill, HB 1001. I know some of you probably won't have a problem with it, but basically this would lift a lot of the restrictions on building condos or apartments. Possibly, I don't think small homes. I don't think homes, but you're looking at like Soviet style square gray boxes, very little, zero character. Like imagine a more depressed IKEA box. That's the only way, but like very depressing. Like it's just a functional living space, and for a lot of people, that's okay. However, if you want to talk about mental health, that basically destroys it. I don't know what this is going to do. They had this. I was talking about this, I think, before. Yeah, it is brutal for sure. Someone was talking about this. I forgot what his name is, Sean or something. and he was talking about like how Austin's doing so well because the rent was up, like the average rent was like $1,400 a couple of years ago, and then they lifted a lot of the restrictions. What they're wanting to do with this bill, similar to this bill, and wow, all of a sudden they built a bunch of housing, which was basically apartments, and rent started going down because, supply and demand. However, when you start looking at it, they're taking away room. So you are getting the same price for an apartment, but you're also not getting as much as you were back then. Like shrinkflation. Like, oh boy, the Big Macs are back to 2019 prices. However, the patty is like a quarter of the size. Basically the same thing. So I'm like, what? Okay, cool. Paying lower, but we're getting lower too. Or paying the same, but now we're getting lower. No, thank you. Let's see what else we got here. Regulation of crypto. This is going to be a scam right here. Virtual currency kiosk. This one was interesting because apparently there's a bunch of fraud by Nigerian princes over in Evansville. This is actually a real thing too. Very surprised on that. Regulation of stablecoin. This is how they're going to scam everybody right here. Stablecoin. This is how all the cartels are going to be able to transfer money easier. Electronic. Okay, HB 1002. We're paying more for less. I know, but it's gonna get. Yeah. The problem is it's gonna be even worse. Because now you're regulating it to let. And this is like, and Ducky, I think you can agree with me on this. The only winners off of this whole thing are the developers, are the landowners, are the people that own the apartments, which they're probably going to be owned by private equity firms. Those are the only true people that are going to win off this whole thing, not the regular person. All right, so HB 1002. This is the electric utility affordability. Is this the holiday bill? Hold on, I want to check it real quick. Yeah. Okay, so this part is very important. Ducky and Drew, you are going to hate this part. This is mandatory. Like, you don't even have a choice on it. If this bill passes, you will automatically be put on a budget billing plan. Now, you can opt out, but you have to go on it first. This is absolute bullshit. There is no, why do I get forced onto doing it? If I want it, I'll go get it. Yeah, that Schockweiler is an obviously Rhino GDP gal, without a doubt. Soliday and Presso are the same way. There's a lot of different language on multi-rate plans and how they're going to help out a lot of low-income people during the summer and the winter with their bills. And they were trying to figure, basically Matt Pierce was like, well, what if we have somebody else pay for it, which is going to be us, all right? And even if it's the electric utility, they're going to transfer it to us. So for the most part, we are going to be paying higher electric bills because of low-income people that rather spend their money on garbage instead of actually paying their bills. And by the way, you're going to have all these land whales that they're going to crank their AC down to 55 during the summer, and then we're going to have to pay for that. Yeah, I know. I'm getting a little bit brutal right now, but, this is the truth of it all. All right, doxing bill. One would call this the First Amendment bill. You can call it whatever you want. I do not like how broad it is because basically what Liz Brown was pointing out, like if something happens, this is all has to do with intent as well. You are putting out somebody's address and their information with the intent that somebody's going to hurt them. And if they get hurt, they're not only getting in trouble with that, but also the person that they hurt might hurt anywhere else. You remember the FedEx shooting that happened? And yeah, so true. It ducks, then they think they can just force the crap on us. I'm on a budget with water and electricity so that I don't have a heart attack in the winter when the bill comes. I know. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Ducky, because that was one of the points that they were bringing up. Was like, forgot what, there was an actual term for it, but it was the same thing, the sticker shock, basically. Like, I'm seeing it right now with how cold it was. I'm paying easily like an extra $30 or $40 a month on electricity. At the same time, like, I know I'm going to be paying that much, so I'm budgeting it ahead. I mean, for strokes for different folks, I get it. I just don't want to be forced to do it. Let's see. On the doxing bill, though, too broad of a bill. I don't like it. I think Liz Brown was the only one that voted no on it. And remember how I was saying previously that the reason why this bill came out was because of all the people that got swatted. Same thing. Oh, damn. That's wild, Drew. That sucks, too. Man, that whole thing was tragic. All right, firing squad bill. It is currently being held right now in committee, as you can see. There were 12 bills that happened in courts and criminal law in that committee. And that's Aaron Freeman's committee. And he's holding firing squad. Do you know why they are holding this bill right now? Because they know that it will die in the House. Why do you think Jim Lucas' bill isn't being heard right now? I forgot about this bill, the penalties for prior OWI convictions. I think crap. I don't want to be wrong on this one. Yeah, I don't want to be wrong on this one. SB 2 has to deal with bail. Yes, it has to do with bail. Because right now, the only two reasons why you would not allow bail for somebody were like they are not allowed bail, is treason and murder. And now they're wanting to enhance it for other things. And I know Colbert was throwing a fit about it, and I get where he's coming from. But they were stressing, and by the way, I don't trust them on this, but I'm just telling you what they're focusing on are repeat violent offenders. However, and I get where everybody's coming from this whole thing. Hey, maybe the judge and the magistrate should do a better job at doing their stuff. Well, yeah. We also live in Marion County. We'll see what happens with that. That's in committee. That's a committee. Relocation. Okay, yeah, I do want to go back and watch that one. I probably won't. All right, since I'm not having a show on Friday because I'm doing the charity bowling, I will tell you what happened with today. There are 57 bills that happened in 15 different committees. There were a ton. I mean, dude, it's too much, brah. It's too much. I did talk about. Oh yeah, that was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Did I talk about Tuesday? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Maybe the court of measure should be held to go. Well, that's what Ireland's bill would do, basically. Let's see. Nothing. I was trying to listen to education. HB 1004 is a huge bill. Okay, so HB 1137, they had an amendment. Hold on. Yeah, there was an amendment that passed that instead of hold on, where was it? Nope, not that one. There was an amendment from Julie McGuire, and it had to change the ultra processed food or beverage, and I forgot what it was. I don't know if it got rid of the ingredients, but Ed Delaney kept going after her for some reason, saying is like, wait a minute, we're going to get rid of the ultra processed food in the cafeteria, but the kids will be able to bring it home from home. It's like, wait a minute, I thought we were trying to help get people get healthy. It's like, yeah, we're trying to, if they're getting food from the cafeteria, we don't want them to have ultra processed food. If they want to bring it home, that's up to them. But we're not going to go all dystopian on these people and say, hey, guess what, Tubbo? You can't bring Cheetos and Faygo into school. I think they had a movie about that. Let's see. Child fatality information. I tried listening to this, but it's nothing on there. Nothing on there. Expungement. Based Ireland, by the way, on expungement. I was listening to that committee. Death sentence and intellectual disabilities. Wait a minute. What is... Oh, this is bullshit. I don't like this one. The bill prohibits the state from seeking the death penalty against a defendant if a court determines that any time before the trial that the defendant has an intellectual disability. So what? If he has ADHD? What is that all about? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got ADD. But I killed somebody. Oh, that's okay. He gets a pass. No, I don't like that. Major L on everybody from that one. Child abuse materials. Dude, this one was wild. I got to go back and listen to it because it's recorded, but that one was pretty wild. lot of drama happening over an elections and appointment, especially the option to conduct municipal election in even years. So going back, there was a study, an interim study during the summer for the Secretary of State. They were going throughout the entire spot, all throughout Indiana, and they wanted to get people's opinion. Of course, it was happening in the middle of the day. And one of the things that they talked about that could make things less expensive for elections is to have the municipal elections on like the midterms. Now, there are midterms this year where we have, I guess you could call it municipal elections. Actually, no, you couldn't because prosecutor, coroner, assessor, and something else. But because we have the mayors and the city council on an even year, they're saying, hey, if you're trying to save money, you may, this is not shall, you may have elections on even years, which would be like the midterms. And a lot of the argument was about down ballot elections. Surprisingly, I think Democrats voted against the bill, which I thought was really interesting because if there would help anybody, it would be the Democrats, especially in rural counties. What I would think anyway. Hold on, let me make sure. No, it's Kyle Pierce, Suresh Pryor, and Matt Pierce. All right, so 2 Democrats and a Republican. There was some scanning ballot thing, and I'm not even getting into the weeds on that one. David Shelton would know that way better than me. All the licensing, didn't really care about that. All passed without any problems. That's all in committee. Want to go back and listen to this deduction for surviving spouses of WW1 veterans. No, there was one particular. Where is it? Oh yeah, that one passed. The E-Verify one passed. That's the cover your ass bill from Greg Good. Ah, there it is. Ha ha! All right, boys, we are back. All right, what do we got here? Hold on. Can we see anybody? They're checking the camera right now. It's them cheap cigars. Yeah. Oh man, I would have loved to be in there. By the way. Hey, you know, I have a press pass. I guess maybe I could have, but there's no way I wouldn't be live streaming this whole thing. That's way more fun being with you guys and gals. All right, we'll go back to that in a little bit. Volume's up. Of course, they took they made sure there's no chat. That's all right. Got here. Did you say WW? Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, HB 1023 restores the property tax deduction available to a surviving spouse of the WW1 veteran that was limited to property taxes imposed for an assessment date before January. So in SB1, as Senate Enrolled 1, they took away the property tax deduction for surviving spouse of WW1. Yeah, I would like to know. That's why I want to go back and listen to the committee because I want to know how many of those are left. Like, that's almost 100 years ago. Polly in the chat, let's go. Yeah, you like that, Polly? That's funny. Let's see. There was one about, say tip pooling. All right, obviously, sometimes I have a dirty mind, and I didn't know what tip pooling was. And basically, let me just read the language real quick. Authorize the use of tip pooling arrangements under certain conditions. So I think this is where, like, all the waitresses and servers gather their money. And I think this has a lot to do with the One Big Beautiful Bill. They know we're watching. They know we're watching.
Hello, and thanks for listening to DigiCart 2. This digital recorder combines outstanding audio quality with a powerful set of features. And the familiar record, play, and stop buttons operate just like a conventional tape transport, so you can get right to work. Wonderful. DigiCart 2 offers direct access to thousands of cuts stored on its internal hard disk. Rugged high-density removable disks can also be used for additional storage or for quick backups and transfers. Every cut you record can have its own unique name.
Fine. We done with the Digimon? You good? All right. All right, I'm gonna keep talking until they're ready to go. They got like 8 minutes left. They'll probably be late. We got a loud laugher, boys. Hold on. Who's laughing loud? Who's that? What do you got? That's Burton right there. This is some lousy quality camera. $45 billion budget. You guys couldn't even. You got a camera from a Nokia camera. Look at me. I'm taking pictures. Hold on. I'm taking pictures of the floor now. Look at the spiders. Look at the dust bunnies on the floor. Anyway. Oh, look, is that Vicky right there? Oh, crap, you can't see her. Brad in the chat, let's go. All right. Let me lower this down. We got like 5 minutes left. So let me finish this up real quick. Could not get through education at all in the Senate. There was grandparent visitation. No, there was one for animal abuse. Where was it? I thought it was in courts and criminal on the House side. Yeah, right there. Various animal related matters. I think this is it. I thought this was it. Bill removes partial liability for damages when a person removes a domestic animal from a motor vehicle. The bill establishes an enhancement for classification for the theft of domestic animals, sets forth new amendments various. Increases the penalty for killing a law enforcement animal from a level 6 felony to a level 5 felony. Hell yeah, I love that part. You're gonna kill Bork Bork. You're getting the chair. That's what it should be. It amends the crime of torture or mutilation of a vertebrate animal. Oh, dude. I don't even want to talk about it, but I will just glance over it. Good night. I'm still hate that bill. 1331. Which one is that? Oh. Oh, I don't know anything about this bill. From Westcote? Did they get a hearing? Oh, it's not going to get... Oh, it's in Ways and Means. Yeah, it's not going to get a hearing. Bill increase the percentage of contribution. Tell me about it, Bill. Brad. Tell me about it, Brad. I don't know anything about it.
Good to see you as well.
Oh wait, who's in the camera view? I should have went, right? I should have used my my pass. Oh well. What are you gonna do? See, they know we're watching. They know we're watching right now. Is what's going on. All right. So this various animal related matters. This one was wild. They were talking about how they found like a dead German Shepherd in a cage. They found cats that were molted to the carpet. Ones that were like totally emancipated. I mean, just then there was like bestiality involved too. I mean, just the craziest shit you've ever seen. One about schools not closing for a teacher protest. I thought that was a different. Was it 1331? I don't. That was the bill. He had a bill. It wasn't that one. I mean, it was disgusting. I had to go back to another committee and but it's like execution. That's all that's left. Education matters. I think it was 1313. Wait, did you write that right? Or was that me? That one I messed up. Oh, okay. 1313. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I love that bill. I know I was watching, Brad. You didn't see me commenting on it? I'm sure you were loving my you were loving my comments, Brad, especially about the guitars. Hold on, I gotta change the camera a little. Oop, nope, that now we're good. Like having to scoot all the way to the edge of my table. Frosty teachers is all it is. When is the governor speaking? At 7:30, allegedly. But you know, if I had to guess, they're gonna be late. Oh, they got a shoddy for the sign language person? Dude, is she gonna be holding up gang signs, or is she actually gonna be doing sign language? That's all I want to know. I'll go full screen when it happens. Honk hits with Pred. That's a yeah, Drew. You could have that. But all right. So what's going on tomorrow? That's about all I had a chance to listen to today. I didn't even have time when I got home. I went and got a ice cream with the dog. Tomorrow. A busy day tomorrow. Yes, there will be standing ovations for sure. Yes, there'll be. I want to know who Braun shakes his hand with. That's what I want to know. What are you guys all taking pictures with each other? What's Peter Griffin doing back there? Hello, my name is Cassandra. Sometimes I play the flute. Bop, 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 bop. Too cold for you in the pub. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm not wearing any pants right now. JK, maybe. All right, what do we got? Is it starting? Turn up the volume. They got the volume killed. Hold on. Back at another level. Mac Braun, did they? I would be too paranoid. You are correct. I would be way too paranoid. Mike Brown, Governor Mike Brown. Dude, what the crap?
Of Article 5 of the Indiana Constitution, the Indiana General Assembly is convened for the purpose of hearing a message from the governor. Ladies and gentlemen of the House and Senate and distinguished guests, accompanied and escorted by Senators Deary, Alting, Randolph, Niezgodsky, and Representatives Lehman, Smaltz, Arrington, and Pryor, it is now my high and distinguished honor to introduce our 52nd governor of the state of Indiana, Governor Mike Braun.
Micah flubbed. Micah flubbed. All right, this is what we got to pay attention to. Who is he going to be shaking the hands of? That's what I want to know. You see I snubbed Dorio because you didn't vote yes on redistricting? Oh, I know Ducky for sure. He's just like, let's get up there already. Patty O'Brien. Everybody's keeping an eye on them because we know we are keeping an eye on them. Who, Micah's? Do you see? Coke just did a Trump pool. Shackelford. I don't know who that is. I don't know. Clear? Is that who that is? Blake Johnson. Hunley. Thompson. Delaney and Kerry Hamilton. Oh, what are they doing? Dude, Braun just snubbed Shelly Yoder. Like, get the fuck out of here. Over for sure. I don't know if he's there though. I didn't see him.
Time.
All right. Dude, she's doing the jazz hands right now. Check this out. She's doing the jazz hands.
Thank you. President Pro Tem Bray, Speaker Houston, Lieutenant Governor Beckwith, Chief Judge Tavitas, Chief Justice Rush, members of the General Assembly, honored guests, Maureen, and family. Welcome. In 2025, our message was clear. Indiana is open for business. Indiana's real GDP is growing faster than the national rate. We're growing double the rate of Illinois, double the rate of Ohio, triple Kentucky's rate, and 6 times the rate of Michigan's.
GDP, bro.
That's something. The time is now, and the place is Indiana, and the state of our state is strong. You've all heard it, and it's true. Affordability is the highest priority. The last DC administration unleashed inflation that's still making it hard for families to get by. Spent my life as a job creator. I know the most important part of affordability is new jobs and higher wages. Average hourly earnings for Hoosiers rose 2% last year, and wages in Indiana are growing faster than the national average. 2 years ago, you'll like this, 2 years ago, we spent an average of $46,000 to bring a job to Indiana. Now we're spending about a third of that, $15,000. And the average wage for those jobs is up 10%, meaning another $7,500 a year. That's news.
Yeah, Case. Land go up. That's all that matters.
Utility rates are too high. I hear it all the time. Same thing with property taxes a year ago. We did something about it. That's why I appointed a new advocate for Hoosiers to hold the line on utility price hikes. Abby Gray, the state's official consumer advocate, is with us this evening. Abby, where are you at? The first time a request came to her asking for a rate increase, she responded with a recommendation for a decrease. I love that, Abby.
Yeah, well.
Thank you for partnering with me to protect Hoosiers from utility rate hikes that don't make sense. Affordability is why I support Representative Elena Schonkweiler's bill to hold investor-owned utilities accountable to provide affordable energy before they can increase their profit margin.
Sure.
And talk about taking action. When I appointed 3 ratepayer-conscious members, now constituting a majority, to the IURC to make decisions in the public interest to ensure utilities provide service at just and reasonable rates. Let's talk about data centers. Hoosiers are concerned about their electricity rates going up to pay for them. AI is going to be the key to jobs of the future. But data centers can't stick Hoosiers with the power bill. Companies that want big, companies that want big power in Indiana should pay their own way. Just spoke to somebody a bit ago. They're willing to do it. Amazon, for example, is building a $15 billion data center in Northwest Indiana. They're going to pay for every cent of that new power. They're willing to do it and then some.
We'll see.
If other companies will follow this model, we'll lead the country in the AI race, and Hoosiers electric rates won't go up, they'll go down.
Yeah, we'll see.
Running a business, it was never an easy equation. You had to do things that sometimes seem rough, but if you address the market, we can do that, and if we lead, we'll be in the catbird seat. Another weight on Hoosiers' wallets when I took office was property taxes. It's a major driver of the affordability crisis. That's why I led the way to historic, meaningful property tax reform. Our historic tax cut on property taxes, $1.5 billion over 3 years. It ensures local governments have resources for essential services, and Hoosier homeowners can keep more of their money in their pocket. There are too many Hoosiers who can't afford to own a home at all. Home prices have surged because we aren't building enough, and unnecessary regulations are driving up costs. Representative Doug Miller has a bill that will get government out of the way, make it easier for Hoosiers chasing the American dream to buy their own home. I support it 100%.
Awful bill, awful bill.
You've all heard me harp on this subject. Healthcare is too darn expensive. As a business owner, I know how important it is to provide employees high-quality health care, covering pre-existing conditions, and so that people have access to it as well at an affordable price. I built a health care plan in my company that hasn't had a premium increase in 18 years based on principles that make sense. Wellness and prevention, not expensive remediation. I've spent more time with hospital CEOs and insurance companies. I want all of us to work on that. It's the biggest part of our economy. It shouldn't cost us that much. We need to do something about it. Last session, we took major steps to put patients in charge of their health care and cut prices through transparency and accountability. I introduced a bill in the U.S. Senate that now Roger Marshall and John Hickenlooper are taking up based on those same principles. It took a long time to get there. We'll be quicker. This year, Senator Justin Bush, Representative Martin Carball, and Representative Julie McGuire have proposed pieces of legislation that will keep Hoosiers out of crushing medical debt. We need creative solutions to make health care affordable and protect families from predatory collections to boot. You know what else makes life more affordable? The government spending less of your money. We tightened our belts with the budget this year, with the majority of Indiana state agencies operating with 10% cuts, not knowing that we were going to have a budget shortfall that we contended with. That set the stage. And that projected budget shortfall last year has been neutralized, and next year's revenue forecast shows strong growth across the board. We cracked down on waste, fraud, and abuse, and our efforts have received national attention. While some states are in the news for billions in Medicare and Medicaid fraud, Indiana has found $465 million in savings just this year. Indiana is making Medicaid responsible and sustainable for those who need it most. For Medicaid recipients who can work requirements foster self-sufficiency and build a foundation for better life. I want to thank Senator Chris Garton for Senate Bill 1, which codifies several of the actions we've taken already and positions us to lead the nation. Thank you, Chris.
This is actually a good bill, Senate Bill 1. I'll talk about it.
We're continuing to deliver high-quality, essential services that Hoosiers rely on, while you keep more of your money because it's not ours, it's yours.
Waiting for applause.
When something was broken, we didn't wait for permission. We fixed it. You're going to get that out of me. I've asked all of you to bring good ideas to me, especially on the healthcare arena, and we can set ourselves apart from the rest of the country. I looked at what former Governor Daniels did at Purdue by freezing tuition and asked, why can't they all do that? Well, he did it for 10 years, and then they continued it for another 3. Now, every public university in the state of Indiana has frozen tuition and mandatory fees for the next 2 years. It took action on common sense matters like protecting girls' sports, took action to ensure food stamps are used for their intended purpose, real food, not junk food, and we're getting better results from education to boot. What we've done in the prior administration with all your help, for decades of trying to get it done, Indiana now has universal school choice. Competition and choice are good things, and we've always funded public education to the best amount as well, and we'll continue to do so. This fall, every Hoosier parent will have the opportunity to choose a school that best fits their child's needs. Last year's budget had some hard decisions, but the first thing we did was fully fund K through 12 education, like I mentioned earlier. More money is making its way to teachers and classrooms and less the overhead. That makes sense. We raised starting teacher salaries by $5,000 a year so we can recruit the best, and we need to keep moving in that direction. We're hitting all-time records on literacy scores and graduation rates. Everything we did was based around one simple principle. Parents are in charge of their own kids' education. I support Jeff Rotz's bill to limit cell phone use in schools and give parents veto power over their kids and the social media. That's a decision for you to make as parents, not big tech.
Just give him a spanking.
And I want to thank Dr. Katie Jenner for your leadership in improving education for Hoosier kids. What you've done in the past administration and in this one is amazing. Keep it up.
The cadre.
Speaking of a new advisor on education policy, you may not know who this is going to be. A 9-year-old named Jack Gibson from down in Shoals, my neck of the woods, he asked me if I could delay school on Tuesday morning so he can stay up late and watch the Hoosiers win on Monday.
That did not happen.
I really like the sound of that. I'll leave it up to each school district to decide, but I think that sounds like a hell of a good idea. I do want to thank my new advisor,
Awkward.
Jack, for a great idea. Go Hoosiers. We're going to grow our economy to help Hoosiers get better jobs. We need to make childcare more affordable and available. That's why I look forward to digging in during the budget session to see what we can do to invest in lowering childcare costs. I'd like to see a program where businesses have skin in the game as well. They benefit from it. We did it many years ago. We need to get back to it. Indiana is the best place in America to create jobs, and that's going to be part of it to make sure workforce comes along to do it. I've been all over the state breaking ground on new projects, creating thousands of new high-wage jobs. Here's to name a few of them. Incog Biopharma is creating 792 jobs in Fishers. AutoCam Medical Devices is adding 300 jobs in Kosciuszko County. Kratos Defense is creating 628 high-wage jobs in my neck of the woods at Crane. Caterpillar is making their biggest manufacturing expansion in company history in Lafayette. And I already mentioned Amazon's 1,100 jobs up in the region. Project after project, really? Industry after industry, the story is the same. Indiana is Midwest's growth engine for more jobs and bigger paychecks. And while on the subject of business coming to the region, U.S. Steel is growing. The Whiting refinery is expanding. And with our strong business environment, it's not surprising that another organization has noticed that Indiana is open for business, the Chicago Bears.
Why? So we can have a taxpayer-funded stadium?
I think Mayor McDermott is here this evening, and all I can tell you is we are working hard to bring the Chicago Bears to the Hoosier State so they can really see what a great place is to have a business. We'll work hard to do it. Let's get it across the finish line.
That's bullshit. Why, so taxpayers can pay for it? Fuck you.
We're investing in hardworking Hoosiers. Tonight in the audience, we have Lonnie Camp, paramedic with Tri-County Ambulance Services. Lonnie upskilled through the program, and his hourly wage is now 25% higher than what it was a year ago. It's called Power Up. Lonnie, congratulations to you for growing your professional skills while growing your paycheck. That meant that if you invested in it, you had to get at least a 25 to 30% increase, and that occurred there. Tonight's been all about affordability, but I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible work of our Indiana State Police. Arguably, public safety is what makes most of us feel secure about building a family, building an office. When I took office, I asked State Police Superintendent Anthony Scott to crack down on drug trafficking on our highways. The ISP launched a full-scale program to stop narcotics before they make it to our communities. They seized over 1,300 pounds of cocaine from bulk shipments in 2025. Troopers also seized 84 pounds of heroin and fentanyl, double what they took off the street the year prior. And just last week, the Indiana State Police seized over 300 pounds of cocaine in one traffic stop with an estimated street value of $7 million. Amazing.
All that sweet Colombian bam bam. Yeah, Bears suck.
Listen to this. These efforts saved lives. In 1 year, overdose deaths dropped over 60%, from 1,610 in 2024 to 562 last year. That's hundreds of Hoosiers' lives saved. Thank you. Last year, we increased penalties on repeat violent criminals and drug dealers. We have to make sure that when the most violent criminals are arrested, they aren't just turned back out on the streets. That's why I support bills by Senator Eric Cook, Senator Aaron Freeman to amend our Constitution to allow for preventive detention. Hoosiers are compassionate people. We feel for those who are dealing with homelessness, but we also must set clear expectations for the use of public spaces. And I support local solutions that will help those individuals and keep Hoosier families safe in our cities.
Well, yeah, the Bears had one good season. Oh, they don't suck.
Last year, the state police also launched Operation Guardian Angel to save children from abuse, resulting in 48 arrests already. I support Representative Wendy McNamara's bill to help our state police put more child predators behind bars.
Bars? They just need the rope.
I want to say thank you to every law enforcement officer in the state for the work you're doing to protect Hoosiers. We will always back the blue.
Looking for Garrettini. I heard he might be in audience. There's Mike Speedy. Oh, that's because of all the business people. We're all looking around. Dude, just execute child predators. That's all you have to do. It's that easy. Look, it's Morales.
Also want to thank Major General Larry Munich in the Indiana National Guard for all they do to serve our state and keep our nation safe. Thank you, General Munich. You do a great job. Our troops are out there in D.C. currently. They are always on call to help us as Hoosiers and across the country. Give it up for them.
Hoosie Jaws is looking rough.
I am so proud of the work we've done to make Indiana a better, more affordable place to build a life. My administration has people from up and down the state. We have Butler fans, we have Notre Dame fans, we have Purdue fans. But on Monday, I expect to see all of them wearing cream and crimson.
Wow. Speedy is very tall. I think Speedy's like the. All right. Who else we got in there? Who we got in the box? I want to know. What did Micah say?
So go Hoosiers. Let's get it across the finish line. On and off the football field, Indiana is winning big. We have secured big wins already to make life more affordable for Hoosier workers, and there's much, much more to do. Together, we can make Indiana the state where your dollar goes further, where opportunity abounds for all who are willing to work hard, and where every Hoosier worker can build the life they deserve. Thank you, and God bless the great state of Indiana.
That's it, huh? 25 minutes. He's like, Mike is like, I fucked up. I said 53rd instead of 52nd. What a flub from Beckwith. Like, damn. Hopefully next year's will be better.
Thank you for joining Indiana Public Broadcasting's coverage of the 2026 State of the State Address.
Okay. Wonderful. Oh, they killed the stream already. Okay, that's fine. All right, so what a mess. What a mess already. Did you guys see Borders? That was so awesome. Yeah, ChatGPT speech. Yeah, it kind of felt like it, didn't it, Grover? Yeah. Speedy's like in charge of business, something to do with business and I don't know, part of the administration. All right, so let's go back to what he was talking about. What's about all his administration and other accomplishments? Listen, I don't know. All right, first off, he started it off with the GDP bro thing. I was like, no, what are we doing? Hey, guess what? We're better than all these other states. All right, that's cool. Well, maybe all those other states are crap. But, just because line goes up, that doesn't mean everything else is great. Cool GDP, bro. I wish. Also, suggestion. Heather Rocks Richardson up next. Awful suggestion. Yeah. Who's that? Cassie will be all over Micah's slip up. Oh, yeah, for sure. Everybody will, by the way. It'll be Kendall. It'll be WABC people. It'll be Cassie. Anybody who is part of the Beckwith, anti-Beckwith battalion, they'll going to be going hard on that. So, let's see. I like how when he brought up as like, we had a problem with property taxes. So we did something with it. Did something about it. It's like, yeah, what'd you do exactly? Now, I will tell you, I know there's a lot of hate on SB1. I am not one of those people because I love watching all these local elected officials sweat. All of them going to the state house and be like, oh, God, what else are we going to do? How can I waste more money? I mean, listen, we spend in the state of Indiana $42 million on trying to teach kids to learn English, like when they come from different countries. All right, why don't we just say, like, if you don't learn the native language, you're out of here. That easy. Late dinner for Nikki Kelly. Good question, Johnny Longfeather. Okay, so then we also spend like $300,000 a year in Indianapolis for immigration attorneys. We spend multiple millions of dollars on DEI departments. Listen. And then like Carmel Sue Finkum yesterday wanting to raise the innkeeper's tax too because they got to build a conference in a hotel in Carmel. How many people are watching? Not that many? All right, good. Finkum, fuck you. All right, eat shit. Yeah, Gary Snyder doesn't even know that we hate SB1. I don't even care about SB1 anymore. It's just so old news, and everybody's bitching about it. The more people hate it, the more I love it, which tells me, and the reason why is because local governments are so bad that they don't know how to budget correctly. Like, hey, maybe we have so much bloat. Like, I think even in Wayne Township, the trustee was able to get rid of, like, what was it, like $40,000 a year in bloat? Like, yeah, they lost the 3 development. Yeah, they have to because they lost the previous conference facility to development or redevelopment. Yeah, good call, Polly. Like, what other things are we wasting our money on? I remember one school corporation going and giving testimony on SB1, and it was a lobbyist. And even JD Prescott was like, wait a minute, you guys don't have money to keep the lights on, but you have money to hire a lobby? Really? Everybody has to understand, like, SB1 isn't that big of a deal if the local government knew how to handle their money. All the outside counties right now are getting so much money. Yeah, they didn't budget at all. They took for... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Ducky. See, that's why Ducky rocks, all right? Yeah, they only look for ways... Exactly. I mean, they didn't know how to budget. And, like, all the donut counties are getting crazy amount of money right now because everybody's moving out of Marion County. Hamilton County is getting crazy amount. Hendricks, Johnson. And what are they doing with it? They're giving tax abatements to dense development. That's what they're doing. Hey, guess what? You want to build apartments over here? Cool. I'll give you a couple-year property tax abatement, but after that, you guys will be fine. I'll give you a 5-year property tax abatement after you open. That will give you enough time to build your money. Just like you don't have to pay a mortgage until 3 months after buying your home. You have time now to recoup your money. Just like you should have time after 5 years to get some of your money back, so you will be paying property taxes. Not this 25-year TIF on development. That's bullshit. And then, then they take out stormwater bonds for the infrastructure. Well, why do we need that infrastructure? Well, that's because of the housing. Well, maybe they should pay for it. God, this is just piss poor management. See, this is why I'm going to be an awesome candidate for mayor. All right, so then they talked about the AI jobs of the future and Amazon going to pay their own way. And they're talking about the New Carlisle data center. The New Carlisle data center will consume as much energy as 2/3 of the housing in Indiana. Anthony Braun is out there saying, oh, they're going to pay their own way. How exactly? Because we're going to have to get new generation. We're also going to have to hook it up to MISO or PGM. How long is that going to take? They're on like a 3-year waiting list right now. When is that actually going to happen? They're going to pay their own way. After 30 years? Wait, hold on. After their 50-year tax abatement, maybe? Their 25-year tax abatement? I don't know. When will they pay their own way? It's not going to be anytime soon. And when they're talking about HB 1001, they were talking about, oh, we're going to cut the regulations. Sir, let me tell you exactly what HB 1001 is all going to be about. I saw this jerk-off Thompson over in downtown Indy talking about this thing. I am so fired up right now. I am so annoyed by these people. They're disgusting. All right, so yeah, the data centers. Yeah, oh, we're gonna talk about that. I know where he got that number. I just found out. I just got it. I found it. All right, so this is what HB thought. One would think like this bill is going to be pretty good. However, when you look at it, yes, it reduces regulation. But will we see who would be the ultimate benefactor off of all this? The developers, the construction people, the property owner? Probably not us. And let's see, affordable housing property purchased by... Okay, so this one's kind of dangerous right here. This is how you're going to get Muslim territories too, by the way. Affordable housing on property purchased by a religious institution before January 1st, 2025 in a residential or commercial zone. This is how you get that thing in Texas where you had that giant mosque city. What was it? Epic City. I think, Ducky, is what I'm talking about. You're going to see all these churches, all these mosques, all the synagogues. You're going to be like, oh, we're going to buy up this land and we'll call it affordable housing, but we'll only have our people on there. And by the way, if you're anybody that's non-white, you will be able to live here. That's exactly what's going to happen. But then they're reducing the prohibits where's the parking at? Yeah, prohibits a unit from requiring more than a specified number of parking spaces for multi-family dwelling units, single-family dwellings, or commercial space. So you're going to get small housing with no parking. It's going to be perfect for a 15-minute city, by the way. And who's going to control the amount of parking spaces? Because we know in places like Marion County, they're wanting for you to not own a car. They want you to rely on garbage Indigo, where you have homeless people talking to themselves at the window, banging their head on the plexiglass, lighting buses on fire, playing with themselves in the open air of everybody. Shitsuing out. No, thank you. Hey, but you know what? HB 1001. Am I right, Braun, with your helipad? Fucker. All right, so SB1 for this year. So far, I'm liking this bill. Let me tell you about this bill. This is from Senator Chris Garten. He's the one who went on a rampage during redistricting. And there's also him and Greg Taylor went at it earlier today. Hold on, let me see if I can find the video. It's actually very entertaining.
Some of the information that we're requesting here is very burdensome, like home address, residential address.
It should be. It's designed intentionally that way. These are countries that want to kill me and you. These are countries that want to kill our way of life. And it is a privilege to do business here in Indiana.
Hell yeah. So anyway, he's the author of SB1. And when you go down into what section, I think there's 24 sections of this bill. I'm not even gonna go through the bill until it is brought up. I don't know how they're going to pass this bill this year, though, to be honest with you, because it feels like it has a large fiscal. But one of the things are right here. counting all income of illegal aliens and mixed status households applying for Medicaid. I love everything about making sure illegals do not get Medicaid. Prohibiting illegals from receiving Medicaid. Welfare is for Americans only. Every time they go to illegal. Referring to illegal aliens to immigration enforcement. Based? Oh, what's that? An illegal tries to apply for Medicaid. An alarm goes off. And then ICE shows up and say, hey, no bueno, SA. You're coming with me. I love it. Give me all of that. But this entire bill, I mean, it's a loaded bill, obviously. And I'm sure it'll be packed with other stuff, too. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. All right, so the Amazon data center. Okay, so Braun said there was going to be 1,100 jobs. You know where they got that from? Amazon. About Amazon.com from Amazon News. Amazon plans to invest $15 billion in northern Indiana to build data center campuses, creating 1,100 new high-skilled jobs and supporting thousands more in the data center supply chain. I do not know what that means. 1,100 new high-skilled jobs? I doubt that. But I'm sure they'll still get the property tax abatements just like Infosys did. They, they obliged by their contract. And this whole Chicago Bears thing, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Do you guys understand we are going to have to pay for this stadium? Why do you think they want to leave Chicago? Why do you think? Because Illinois said, no, we're not going to fund this thing for you. But then Indiana's be like, oh, no, we'll give you money for this whole thing. Think of the economic output from this when we put this shitbag team in a shitbag area like Gary, Indiana. Oh, thank you. Home of the 75 Little League World Series. I don't know. It's something like that. Home of Michael Jackson. Yeah, that's great. Even though I have heard like it might be in like Munster or Hammond. But there's no reason for it. Let them. They have a garbage football team. Let them go and suffer and let them pay for it. We shouldn't have to have another RCA Dome, Lucas Oil problem happening in Northwest Indiana. And of course, people like McDermott or Earl Harris or all the Democrats up there are like, oh no, as much as we hate the millionaires and the billionaires, we'll happily pay for their stadium. I mean, just the biggest hypocrites ever. People like Andrade or Vernon Smith or Earl Harris, Shelton, and not David Shelton. I forgot what his actual name. I think it's Shelton. Is that the mayor of Gary that I'm thinking of? Wait, there's another guy. I forgot. Who's the mayor of Gary? Isn't it Shelton? Mayor of Gary. Eddie Melton. Whoops. Eddie Melton, not Shelton. Yeah, another garbage mayor. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It was short. It wasn't anything ecstatic. It was a lot of clapping. It was all the stuff. We're just like, what kind of bullshit are we going to call it? I know Rob is going to have a field day tomorrow. I mean, that part is very obvious. We'll see what happens. So, what was I talking about earlier? All the freaking bills that are happening tomorrow. Oh, that's talk about all the bills. No show on Friday. I'm doing the charity bowling from Hammer and Nigel on Friday over at Woodland Bowling, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, so we got 4, 7, 10, 19. Oh, only 20 bills. All right. That's cool. Good. We got some sports and surplus inter. Okay. Nuclear facility permits, huh? Interesting. What do we have here? Makes the following changes. No repeals provision provide. Hold on. We're gonna have to put this through ChatGPT, boys and girls. Let's try this real quick. We're gonna have to ChatGPT. Oh, tell Woodland Bowling. Thank you, Polly. Maybe later. Oh, cool. So we're going to reduce the regulatory role over nuclear power facilities by repealing okay, so we're going to eliminate the state permit requirement for constructing, operating, or expanding nuclear. Oh, so they're getting ready. They're getting ready to try and build an SMR. Repeals items authority to hold public. Really? Really? Wow, that's crazy. They're not even gonna allow public meetings. Wait a minute. Tell me about this. Item commissioners author. Okay, under it. Oh my god. Now they're gonna remove it. That's crazy. Who replaces it? Hold on. Nothing at the state level. Instead, public participation to a federal process. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure the federal government will be like, hey, everybody has to talk. Yeah, and I'm sure the NRC and NEPA are totally going to be on that. I'm sure the federal government is efficiently well run enough where they'll tell the small community, hey, guess what? An SMR, a small modular reactor, might be put on your corn land. Yeah, I nodded. Yeah, 4 nodded. Exactly. Dude, this is crap. Listen, I'm about lowering regulation, but when you say when the state says, well, guess what, everybody? We're not even gonna hold a public meeting, that's crazy. Eric Koch sucks. Repeals the state radiation protection rules. That sounds very dangerous. Authorized to adopt rules to protect, especially require the ERB to adopt radiation safe. What does this mean? That does not sound very good. Listen, I'm not all against magic rocks making heat and making steam and then making electricity. At the same time, like, it feels like repealing state radiation protection rules means Indiana gives up all authority, active or potential to regulate radiation hazards from what the fuck? Wait, what? So everything's going to be relied on federal oversight. Why? Cost? Time? Legal alignment policies and preemption. Safety. Okay, so if hold on. Okay, primary. What's the primary? That's radiation. So we're gonna rely on the federal government. We're just codifying what's ever in what is it, man? Nuclear. Nuclear rocks. They call it magic rocks. Indiana repealed its radiation protection authority to avoid legal, questionable, and unused state oversight. Dude, you know, yeah, I don't like it, Ducky. I don't like it at all. Listen, for the most part, like, the federal, I don't know. I may be wrong on this, but let me just hear me out for a second. The federal government will have the minimum requirement, and then the state will take in the initiatives like, that's not good enough. That sounds very questionable. We need to raise it up a little bit. It's like Sid Mahant wanting to lower the minimum requirement to get an Indiana CDL. Like, his argument is like, well, it's federal, and we don't have to worry about that. So we should just lower it down into the federal way. And we see how that's turning out, right? Car crashes. I just saw a video this morning about some trailer on us and like totally bent it in half. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to turn out just great. I do not like this bill. I'll be paying attention, boys and girls. You guys know I'll be on it. What's that? What time is it at? 9 o'clock? Perfect. I'm going in early anyway. Serious fiscal community. What is that? Appropriations? Oh boy, I'm sure that'll be just. Barton, FSA, eminent domain. Ooh. Township mergers. Okay. Is this the one? Or is it? Oh. Bill requires a merger to satisfy the following requirements. A designated township merger with at least one township that has less than 4 points. Okay. This one is probably where I'm okay with. Maybe. And hemp. Oh boy. Hey, where's Drew at? Drew should be gooning over this one. Hold on. Is it though? For purpose of, I think they're going to get rid of the farm bill in Indiana. Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold on. There's a large bill. Damn, this is a large bill. Okay, hold on. I got to put this in ChatGPT. I'm sure Ducky likes this one. All right, let's see. What do we got here, boys and girls? What the bill does, creates a comprehensive regulatory and enforcement framework for hemp-derived cannabinoid. Oh. Okay, so this is a blueprint. Not legal. Oh, that. Yeah. This regulatory for what? Them. Bill actually about. Selling THC products to someone under 21. No, there's violations which will not be enforced. Defines intoxication to include impairment by THC. Okay, I don't have a problem with that one. But how are you going to test it? Office of State Chemist. Oh, that's why the state chemist bill was there. Now I have to go back and watch it because it was earlier today. Animal food FDA rules. The bill defines for amend certain terms to codify certain requirements of process for feed and pet food with respect to label format. So they're creating their own FDA, Indiana. Is that what I'm reading right? Since legislators never email me back anyway, they're a bunch of fucks. Okay, so it's not. Office of already has a state agency that regulates animal food. Powers of Purdue, the codifies and standards existing administrative rules and moving rules that already exist in Indiana for clarity. Okay, so we do already have a state. The bill is about updating and formalizing Indiana's existing animal feed oversight, not creating a new version. Okay, so why is this all? Requires a new data show important process of increase hemp. Oh no. Okay. I'll watch it. Obviously. The other bills are there. Oh, that's the only bill. What time is that at? Oh, upon adjournment of utilities. Oh, okay. What time is utilities? 9 o'clock. Nuclear for yeah. Okay, so you guys know exactly. I'm gonna be paying attention to this one. This is crazy. This one. Requires a person to file with item. Yeah, this is crazy, dude. This is wild. Huh. I don't like it. Repeals the provision authorizing the IDEM commissioner to conduct a popular under environmental operation of it. See, I wish legislators would actually reply back to me because then I could figure this whole thing out. But unfortunately, they never like to. So it kind of is what it is, right? I don't know. All right, so I will talk about this. Okay, so Ducky and Drew or whoever else is left in the chat, I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff on the Witty Review show on Saturday night. Yeah, I know. We're finally back for Saturday night. And we're movie night. We're going to watch the Rob Kendall and Gary Snyder interview. I watched the first couple of minutes of it, and it was not good. That's why we're going to be watching it, because there are a few shocking things that I did not know, and we have to talk about them. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go watch some more committee videos and then probably get ready for bed. All right, you guys have a good night. Love you guys.